Yeah. My computer fucking battery died before, so try to give it another shot. Let's see. Let's see.
is right link now.
Hola. Como se dice linko?
It is
I
so
knew
weird
one
now
word.
because it launches this chat with a window with no fucking bar. Like
Oh,
no,
I know what you mean.
and then I don't even. Then I have to expand that window out, and then yeah, weird.
DB, go to your
Almost time.
bottom right-hand corner. You see a little paper clip?
You did it.
Yeah,
Click on that, and it'll give you the
Those
link.
links.
yeah, that's what I was doing. I was clicking on that, and it was giving me the event page, and then that's not a link, right?
Correct.
It's not
That's
the-
some sort of like Google Plus, like announcement of your chat.
Or otherwise, oh, that's right, that is now. Use the plus person symbol up top. That's where you get the link now.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
well,
I thought it was down there. I've gotten it from down there, I thought. Or I get the internal
used
link
to.
from there.
Yeah, now you have to go to the plus person, and then it'll give you the link you can copy.
Stupid. Stupid. Stupid.
Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? I'm looking now.
He said it's up top, next to the
Yeah,
mute.
got it. Yep.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It won't let me
Very
in.
strange. We're live, by the way, so can't talk shit about nobody.
Penis. Whoops.
Fuck.
Come
Hey,
on!
G-Webs, didn't get to tell you yesterday, but hey, thanks for this gun channels.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month that we get to play with.
So you guys didn't know about all the crazy guns they're buying and cars and shit.
Oh,
that they're
yeah.
buying with the
The
20.
hardest part about it is not to talk about all the M16s and AK-47s and stuff in gun channels that we buy with the gun channels money.
Hey,
That
man,
are all
pimping ain't
tomorrow.
easy. It's hard out here for a pimp.
But
It is.
yeah,
No spoilers. Some of us haven't watched nothing.
Yeah, don't say.
Anybody's got a link to 124 plus P, or not even plus P, but 124 grain at least. Spear Gold Dot.
You're selling your flashlights to buy ammo?
No.
I'm selling your cats to buy.
I'm just, yeah, a link somewhere that, online that I can order and see what the prices are. Preferably a 50-round box, because I'm not having
I've never bought 9mm ammo. Don't they just give that away to people because it's anemic?
Is that like
You have to
charity?
show you
you're
have a
saying?
disability. You know?
It's like buy a penny or take a penny, leave a penny. It's like leave some 9mm, take some 9mm. We don't care.
Well, if it's so cheap, G-Webs, just send me some of the excess you have laying around.
I don't know.
It all starts with
I
a
was,
test.
what makes you think
I
he's
have,
got 9
I have
millimeter?
modern American calibers, not crazy old-fashioned metric calibers.
That's fine.
At least it's not
Yeah,
it all
I've
starts
seen
with
you with your 9mm.
a test for rheumatoid arthritis, and then they give you a box of 9.
Oh, that's true. You probably get a prescription for it when you get old. Like, oh, I know what your
do you
problem
have
is.
to be
You're
just
shooting a man's
one-handed to get
caliber.
380 then?
You have to have a
Oh,
vagina to get 380.
Yeah,
Ah, there it is. That's the caveat.
one of those bone diseases where they would crack their bones easily.
It's fucked up because you have to be ovulating too.
You sound like you know that from experience.
Yeah, I got an ovulation kit.
Nice.
What's selling
It's
knives?
a good piece of kit. One of the worst things I hear nowadays is like, it's a good piece of kit. It's a good piece of kit. Like, no matter what the fuck we're talking about, it's
I
a good
never know
piece
what
of
that
kit.
means. I think they're talking about Kit Kat bars.
It's like you fucking.
What were you saying about selling knives, Yankee?
I said someone said you were selling knives to buy ammo.
No.
No,
I
he sold
sold
knives to buy
knives.
guns, so I said he was selling flashlights to buy ammo.
Well, flashlights to buy ammo. Well, that makes sense. Like I said, it could be worse though. You could be selling semen to buy ammo.
I have to pay them to take that.
By the shot or by the cup?
It could be even worse. You could be selling ammo to buy semen.
Could be worse. You could be getting paid to take semen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a good
Instead.
upside to that. You're getting paid.
That's horrible. See, we lost all the other people.
They're too busy talking Spanish to each other.
Oh, that's what they were doing? That's what's up. Spanish is good.
Spanish.
Yeah, I did get 100 rounds of 9mm today, so...
You
Well,
all
that's
know who's around this
true.
chat.
What happened?
Say again, Yankee?
I said Spanish. I said, didn't you all build a fence around this damn chat?
Oh, the wall. I always thought the fence was a good
Lock
idea until
doors.
G-Webs did his epic "You Can't Build a Fence" video. I'm surprised that didn't go viral. G-Webs. No. Yeah. Can't build a fence, but you could detonate several nuclear bombs on the border, and just the radiation would create sort of a virtual fence. Is that a good idea? No.
They'd have to be way on the other side of the border, though.
Tactical nukes.
I mean, we're willing to sacrifice Texas.
What?
Tactical nukes, man. They work.
I thought we were willing to sacrifice Southern California.
Oh, for sure.
Texas.
Wait a minute. Why would you drop bombs on your own land when you could just as easily drop it on the other side? I don't understand.
A lot of the people from Texas and Southern California. You get rid of some of the undesirables we already have and keep some of them out.
I guess I see your point.
Then shouldn't we just lay waste to like all of Alabama?
Not all of Alabama. Northern Alabama is fairly decent. You get like.
Well, you got to take it on the chin for Canada up there, Yankee. How far down are we mowing? The grass?
No, Canada ain't nothing wrong with Canada. Maybe we can get rid of them.
Birmingham was nice.
We're gonna want to land eventually. When things get warm enough that we can move up there, we'll go over and just wipe them all out. Because the only reason we've ever let them think they could win before was because we got up there and we're like, this place is a fucking cold wasteland. We don't want it. But once the warming takes effect and we want to move up there, we'll just have to go up there and wipe them out. So we don't want to do anything. We don't want to ruin the land.
Have you guys ever been to Birmingham, Alabama?
It's one of the worst places in the world.
Somebody got
Birmingham?
their bacon saved by a tourist down there.
Yep. Just go to
I've
Birmingham.
been there.
Birmingham.
I went to a bar.
Birmingham, Alabama, actually for 6 years in a row was fighting it out with Chicago for most violent and dangerous city in the United States.
I wish I knew that when I went there, unarmed.
Is there a real winner in that one? Is there?
It was awful. It's awful. It's like Atlanta used to be nice, and then it got all dirty.
DB moved down there. It was his fault.
Oh, I remember going to Atlanta in the late 80s, early 90s, and you're like, wow, this is like a city of the future. And then you went like in the mid 90s and like year 2000, you're like, wow, it's a dump.
Is it the Olympics? Well, we've changed a lot. I don't know when the last time you were here, but I've only been here a few years.
Like either 91 or 92 for me. I think it was the blizzard that you guys had where there was like 3 inches or 6 inches of ice on the freeways and people were all jacked up all over the place. They closed down like Tennessee border, all kinds of crazy shit.
So wait, 3 years ago you said?
I'd say last time I was in Atlanta was probably 2007.
That's when I moved here, pretty much.
But that's only because somebody told the people in Georgia that the ice was a spell cast on them by the people in Tennessee. Otherwise, they wouldn't have closed the border.
Man,
That
that was
Hopi religions.
off part of our hotel in Florida. It was snowing at the northern Florida border, and we're going to try to get back to Michigan for like spring break or something ridiculous. And what do you call it? Semis are jackknifed on each side. It's in the Atlanta freeway. That's like 6 lanes each way.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Something like
And
that.
4 at some parts, yeah.
And it's just thick with ice. Cars are all spun out. People are walking down the road in the middle of the night. It was fucking bizarre. There you go.
We're not set up for that.
No.
No, but it's changed a lot recently, almost to the point where it's like getting too nice, like sort of like New York City when they cleaned up Times Square and Disney opened up a theater there, and it was like, are Disney's opening up a theater in Times Square? Like, don't they know all the people are going to get killed? And then it just got nicer and nicer, and then now it's like some playground for the rich. It's sort of like Atlanta. Like when I moved here, it's just getting nicer and nicer and cleaner, and it's like eventually it'll be too clean, too nice, and I'll have to move to Birmingham. So that's pretty much my plan, or Knoxville or something like that.
You should move to Memphis.
That place will probably never be nice, I'm sure. I mean, that's got to be the worst. We were talking about that earlier.
Memphis is horrible. I don't like driving through Memphis. I've had to spend the night in Memphis more than once, and you feel like putting all the furniture in the hotel up against the door and then sitting upright with your gun in your lap.
You think Memphis is bad? Go to West Memphis, just across the Mississippi. That's even worse.
You think Memphis is bad? I've never been to Memphis, but I'll tell you, when I went to Camden for that tactical response class, man, I was ready. I was ready. In my hotel room, I had it rigged, like I booby trapped the door. I had like a little AK pistol.
Were you on the ground floor?
Oh yeah, there's no high rises in that place. Everything's like two floors.
At least if you're on the second floor, they probably weren't coming in the window. But if you were on the ground floor, you got to watch the window then.
I like the second floor because then you can put a shaped charge in the floor. Then that way, if something happens, you can just
boom,
blow the shaped charge, jump down the hole, and get out on the first floor somewhere.
That's
instant escape hatch.
Yep.
I'm ready, man.
That being said, you don't want to go underneath wherever I'm on the second floor.
So Quark won't tell us what Thin Blue Line's topic was going to be tonight, so we could hijack it.
Well, I'm just researching different brands of 9mm or hollow points we have around here, but he never told me.
Well,
How many handies does it take to get a college education?
The best one was the good guy with the gun reloads, because at 4,000 feet per second, I'm pretty damn sure that nothing is going to be able to withstand that. It creates a wormhole into a fifth
I was just
dimension.
thinking, if they go fast enough, they might be able to break space and time, maybe.
That video is so funny, dude. Oh my god, the chrono
Like
video
if he started,
with you and
loading
Haas.
357 SIGs or something like that, all of a sudden things would take on different shape.
Well,
I
he'd
was
have
just thinking
to
when I
use
watched
like
it,
the
something
Super
like that.
Hydron Collider.
I thought something might be wrong. Exactly, it's the God particle. His bullets are each God particles. I was just looking at that video like, you can't be, at least it's consistent. That's what I said. Like, it's consistent 3,000 feet per second, 4,000 feet per second. And you and Haas didn't say a word, G-Webs. It was like, okay, it's cool. I'll shoot it. Like, put it in my gun.
They figured, it's not my chrono.
No, but it's their gun. I think he was shooting stuff out of their guns, I thought.
Was there a bombing at the Olympics in Georgia? Didn't somebody blow up
yes.
garbage cans or something?
He planted or whatever. I don't know if he detonated.
I think he attempted it. No, something did go off, I thought.
I think like a bomb in a garbage can, and then they thought that they either found more or he threatened more or something like that.
But they got the person who's doing it or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? He's probably, I'm going to look that up. He might be due to get out of prison.
I know
when was that?
a lot of people. 1995, right? 96.
I have no idea. I remember
94.
96. Okay, that sounds right. 94 and 96. How about that? Good estimate. All I know is that people from here, who, not even from here, but people who've lived here long enough, credit the Olympics for raising the rent. Like, oh, back before the Olympics, you could rent a 4-bedroom house here for $50, Now, ever since the Olympics, shit is expensive,
Claimed 1 life, injured 111 people. But while another person died of a heart attack, it was the first of 4 bombings committed by the douchebag. And then the security guard Richard Jewell discovered the bomb before detonation and cleared most of the spectators out of the park.
You know what's cool? Sometimes on the gun broker, you can find Atlanta Olympic Glocks that were issued to the security force that dealt with the Olympics.
Was that the first Olympics that
got rings on it and shit?
kayak down the same river where Deliverance filmed?
They're redoing
He was motivated by what he considered the government sanctioning of abortion on demand. That's what he got so heated about back in 96? July 27th, 1996, yeah.
Abortion.
Oh, life imprisonment, okay. Without parole.
Good.
He ain't getting out.
Yeah, right.
No, yeah, they do have the rings on it, G-Webs. I see it a lot on Gunbroker. You think I would see one in the shop here, but no.
But
pawn shop.
isn't it true though that the improvements that the city had to pay for, or that the people in the city had to pay for, did in essence raise the rent a little bit? Probably property value too, though. In all honesty, right?
Yeah, I think it like drew attention to Atlanta as some sort of whatever, and people moved here. I mean, you talk to other people, and there used to be this thing called Freaknik. You can look it up on Wiki. But Freaknik brought a lot of people down here, and people just never left. It was like a college.
It's the hip hop scene, ATL.
I don't even know. Yeah, I really don't know. I just know like.
Well, that kind of came after the Olympics. Even was the.
I think it was right around the same time, but that's a different crowd. But I just feel like, when I talk to people and they're like, "Oh, before the Olympics, you could buy a house over there for like $200,000. Now that same house is $1.7 million." But it could be other things too. I mean, a lot of.
That's in California. I knew a guy that he told me him and his parents was like a basic house they had. We added on rooms, and at the peak of all that California shit, that house was probably worth here, maybe in San Antonio, maybe about $40,000, sold for $600,000. Because in Santa Ana of all places, which isn't a real nice neighborhood either.
No shit. I was renting an apartment for like about 5 or 6 years in New York, and it was. I'd say 20 by like 12, but if you did the math, it was like 290 square foot. And the person bought it for like $80,000 back in the day, like in the 80s. And they sold it like a few years ago for $300,000. So it's a $300,000 box that was about 280 square feet. It didn't have a kitchen. It had like a little tiny hot plate on top of a mini fridge, and it was all one room. You'd walk in, and it was one room with a bathroom to the side.
So was it in Manhattan?
I was gonna say, wasn't
yeah, for sure. Yeah. What do you think about peasant?
I was just making sure you were either with the common folk or not. I wasn't sure.
No, Manhattan's a shit. People used to always say, like, should I move to Brooklyn or whatever, like Bronx? Or I'd be like, dude, your rent's going to be exactly the same, and your apartment's going to be bigger. So if you want a bigger apartment, yeah, move out to fucking wherever in Brooklyn. But
you
just live in a box, live in a closet box-sized apartment like everyone else, and you won't have to be like rushing to work.
I knew a dude that lives in Manhattan, or a friend of mine's brother is living in Manhattan, some, like you said, little tiny jail cell apartment, but his job was in Jersey for BSAF, and or BSF, whatever that technology company is, and just because he could sit there and put down, that he lives in Manhattan and be in the scene, he would pay all that money to stay in that little tiny freaking, apartment.
That's crazy. Because right when I left, like a lot of people were moving to Jersey. Even before that, I mean, none of the kids I grew up with there, they all moved to New Jersey or somewhere else, like Florida or wherever. No one could stay. The kids that did stay are like 37 years old, living in their mom's apartment. And they're like, yep, I live in Manhattan, motherfucker. And it's like, yeah, well, living in the fucking, your mom's house, so that's cool. It's almost like anywhere else in America, you'd be like, oh, you're a loser, you live with your mom or your dad or whatever, But in New York City, it's like, oh, shit, you're cool, you live in Manhattan. Who cares if you're living with your dad or mom or something? Doesn't matter. Trying to no, I don't, dude. I don't. If I could, I would. Seriously, but it would probably drive me crazy. So I don't want to do that. Nothing like never having to make food for yourself again. And I don't have a wife and kids yet, so it's cool.
Shit, wives these days don't make food, man. Not like in the old day.
No, that sucks.
Most chicks don't even know how to cook now, man. More men know how to cook than women.
Have you slapped and yelled a lot?
Yeah, dude, I put my pan down, I dragged her across the floor by her hair and everything, and it just doesn't work.
Maybe she's broken.
Yeah, I think so.
She's going to poison you next time she cooks for you.
She would, but she can't read.
Way to pick 'em, Edge.
See, when you first get them, and you're like, well, they're not too much in the brain pan category, but they're not bad looking. And then turn like 35, 36, and you want somebody to talk to all of a sudden. You want like a companion to talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Gotta have something in common. You cook and I eat.
We like to yell at each other. We got that in common.
Now it's raining like crazy. If you're wondering where I live, it's raining.
Even in the pit. Even
It
in
rained
the
earlier today here, but it's pretty nice right now here. It's probably about 75 or something.
I figured they have a penthouse of a place, a building like you live in. They'd have like a dampener so you can't hear the rain.
When are we
No,
going to get the weather in Camden?
That's what I was referring to. But no,
We didn't get one update from either of those guys,
On
did
a
we?
windbreaker.
They all got ass raped in the woods. Like, come on, follow me.
Broadcasting live from Bowen Homes.
Here we go.
No, I didn't know, dude. Seriously, like I thought they might have done a chat last night because it's Tack Daddy's channel. It's got a lot of viewers and stuff.
Tack Dad got sick of
Is the one that Tack Daddy's picture from in his hotel room?
Yeah, it looked exactly like my room, but I'm sure he stayed at the nice hotel, the Days Inn or whatever.
Well, I just got done watching that hotel show, and I'm like, nice. They made you watch that bedspread 4 times a year if you're lucky.
Hotel Impossible.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
about it.
Is that with the little bald dude?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Comes in and busts
The
balls.
hotel is all ornery or whatever, and then they leave like, thank you, you saved us, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's pretty cool.
And then they close
I'm
6
going to be
months
like
later.
that except for gun shops. I'm going to come in and be like, this gun shop sucks. Get rid of this 9mm. Sell a real man's caliber.
Yeah, right.
I'd watch it, G.
That's one good thing about Quartz gun.
Did you see James' video about he's going to let anybody use those Canics now for free?
Yeah, Stone Guy should have told Tack that shit.
I'm like, this is what you're using, Tack. You ain't
Yeah.
dumping my gun on the ground, Weasel.
Drop that.
That's what he should have said.
Do we know what gun he actually ended up shooting? Whose gun he shot?
No.
Didn't get any updates as far as I know.
I've seen all kinds of
Not gonna
pictures
be.
of him, like shaking hands with Pablo and drinking out of Pablo's water bottle and stuff, but nothing about what gun he was actually shooting.
We'll have to wait till Thursday.
Bathhouse.
Who was taller?
Oh, they were very close.
They're
Very
laying
close.
down in every picture I see.
Yeah, I was going to say, bathhouse scenes are just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's hard to tell how tall somebody is when they're roughhousing in a sauna.
First play.
You call that manhandling? I'll show you manhandling.
Yeah. No, I would assume. Well, you know what's funny is that photo of he had a gun in the photo in the hotel. There's a gun on the table there. There was some gun.
Really?
Well, I think so. By the microwave.
Instagram?
Yeah, it was Instagram.
What do you think this is? Oh, last year? It'll be Facebook's.
I put on Instagram training in the rain. Training in the rain. Dude's shit. I know that would suck, man. That must suck. But hey, you might get in a gunfight in the rain, and then you'll wish you had training in the rain.
Absolutely. Same with the snow or the wind or any of that shit, right?
It's like when my mom taught me how to drive in New York City. She was like, "Well, if you could learn how to drive here, you're gonna know how to drive everywhere." Because it was fucking scary. But you train in the rain. I guess you'd be pretty much ready for the weather, for good weather. All right, so.
Who's seen Yankees Spyderco Instagram with that dragonfly?
Yeah, so
I don't-
Limited runs.
it's partially gay, but very eye appealing at the same time.
What color is
Well,
that?
I just remember, I don't know who, Cutlery Lover or somebody, it's not a color, it's just got dragonflies and like grass and flowers and shit on it.
He bought it for his wife. Right?
No, his kid bought it for him. But
No,
I'm saying,
Cutlery Lover's wife.
yeah, exactly. Oh, really? No, I just
Yeah.
remember back in the day watching Cutlery Lover or somebody, and they had mentioned that one was, like he was selling, was like selling it or something, and he's like, this is a special run, these are hard to get.
Well, dude, Cutlery Lover's like in the last month or maybe two. He said the Spyderco Dragonfly was like one of his all-time favorite knives, period. But he bought like the G10 model. It had G10 scales. And I know usually they're the plastic, FRN or whatever. I do want one so bad. It's like that's like pretty much like the ultimate box cutter. Open up packages and envelopes and stuff. Did you guys see the Benchmade opened up their custom knife thing online? You can even pick what kind of steel you want on a Griptilian. They have a few different models, like maybe 3 or 4 models, and you can pick out what color, what kind of steel you want on the blade. You can have the hardware black, like the axis lock, the liners, the screws, different colors. It's pretty fucking cool. You can upload any logo, like you could upload the Gun Websites logo and or the Island Survivor logo or whatever.
That'd be tight.
Yeah, you upload it and they laser it right onto the blade. Really cool. And if you don't have any logos like me, then you can just pick, like, they have hundreds of different random patterns. Like, you can just, they'll laser it on the blade. It's pretty awesome. But it definitely costs more, but that might be my next knife one day. Custom-made Griptilian.
What do those go for?
It depends on what steel you want to use, but like you could do S30V, D2, 154 CM, and like some other shit like M390 or whatever.
Did you say S30V D2?
S30V or D2 or 154 CM. Or it's like $200. I mean, for the most expensive one, it's $200. I'm sure it's like
I do S30R 2D2.
There you go. I would do. I mean, D2 is fine too. I mean, they're all good. I like S30V.
D2 is the only thing I like. All the other stuff is bullshit.
I like S30V.
D2 is tool steel. S30V is garbage German steel.
No.
So the Germans kick out it's an after product of making, I don't know, Nazi war crimes or something.
Wait. So were you like 154?
No. 154? R?
No, CM. CM 154.
Oh, wait. I like Carpenter metals.
Yeah, so CPM, that's CPM S30V is Carpenter, right?
No. Well, I don't know. I thought S30 was German.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, I like it if it's American.
Yeah, it's American. It should be Carpenter still.
But I like D2. It's nice and sharp and strong. It's tool steel. It's designed to cut metal.
It's cheaper. Like on that, if you go on their website and do the custom, yeah, it's cheaper than S30V on that knife.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. And it's funny because I used to think D2 would be more money. I definitely would think D2 is more money.
The thing is, S30V has the wrong grip angle for me, so it might work for some people, but not for me.
I think D2 is it doesn't have enough. What is it, like chromium or whatever, to be rust resistant like the other stuff. So it might be the awesome steel, but it can rust.
You're right. It's more of a mild blend.
Tech and Stone got a little too friendly in that picture.
Which one? Were there steam room?
You better get in this chat.
When they got all their clothes off.
All wet and hugging each other?
Yeah, when they take their clothes off and you're just like, oh, you know, it's not gay. We just hug each other and stay warm.
We just both brought the wrong kind of jacket.
Exactly.
How do you find somebody on the Instagram?
You can. It sucks. You have to kind of search you do Google search it to find like their name and Instagram. That's how I looked it up.
Oh, I put this thing. I never click on this. Oh, it's this.
No, it's like a little star with a circle in the middle. It looks like the Discover button, and then you can search by username. You just put in like a name, and it'll find a user.
Yeah,
Well,
I never use that button.
If you do it online, the online's different.
So there's this one where he's standing with his brother. And that one looks like it's probably about 74 degrees. And then he's got this one with Stone Guy, which it's hard to tell the temperature, but since neither one of them have, fog coming out of their mouth, I'm guessing 50 degrees. And then there's this one. You didn't see this one? That's Jaeger's POV from top of the dome.
Could you put the link in the internal G-Webs, please?
No, it's on Instagram. I can't do it. It's on my phone. This is on my computer, so I can't Bluetooth it over or nothing. But I'm just looking at Tac Daddy's account. Oh shit, I was looking at Tac Daddy's account, and then there's only like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pictures from there. You know that if they change the, you know how you have like an automatic vehicle and it'll have like park and reverse and whatnot? If they changed park to F, then it would almost spell out friends on your dashboard.
There you go.
And that would be FRNDS.
Did you guys give Tech Daddy any lip for desecrating the gun channel flag, dip it in the sand like that?
Well, it ain't a flag, it's a patch.
Patch.
And no.
Alright.
Do you realize the kind of promotion we got out of those 24 likes?
There you go.
That was easily another 25% that day.
Enough to fuel the private jet.
Well, let's just say it was worth flying all the way to Florida to hand him that patch so he could take that picture and then fly all the way back. Be like, your sand looks different than our sand because there's.
But they got blue water in Florida versus Texas. That's one thing I'll tell you. Texas beaches are murky.
Have you ever scrolled through Tack's Instagram pictures?
I have never looked at his Instagram until right now. It's the first time I actually checked it out.
Well, I'm going to go through and I'm going to start counting every time I see a gun. I'm scrolling. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you're fine. Like 2
7,
guns.
Well, are you counting Keltex?
9, 10. But I'm going past 4 or 5 pictures each time. And then I go through this whole span of nothing, and then like 2 more pictures. There's probably less than like 24 gun pictures on his thing. Is there a way to see how many pictures he's posted? He's posted 148 pictures. I don't know, it's just that I guess he's not really a gun channel, but yeah, I just never noticed.
You should have had that. I've had Instagram for fucking like, I swear to God, for like 4 years. So like I never really used it. But
oh really?
One of my first Instagram photos was a Colt Series 70 Repro I had, and I was fucking around with it. It's probably like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
60 posts. Yeah, there's like not even guns in yours. There's little dogs all over the place.
Yeah. No, one of the first ones was a Colt.
Well, your first picture's a gun.
Yeah,
If it's not a Colt, it's a copy. You're already douchebagging on everybody. Then you got your little dog dressed up like, I don't know, something like a little Vegas dancer.
Yeah, it's Santa Claus hat.
Oh.
I think. Yeah. He's Santa Claus.
And then, I don't know, they can't even hold themselves up? There's this picture of them both like face down into the bed.
Yeah.
Must be tired.
They're tired.
Baby dog.
They do that. They definitely do that.
And then there's not even another picture of a baby dog in here. Then there's a cock picture of a black cock.
There you go.
Oh, here's another dog picture. Another picture of your dog being tired. Does your dog ever not tired? Does he live in a baseball mitt?
No, they when they ripped his balls out, they pretty much made him tired a lot.
Oh. Here he is again, sleeping.
You're making fun. It's funny. I don't remember how many pictures of my dogs are on.
There's like 4. The one dog looks like he's always got something going on. He's always aware of your presence. That brown one, though, is like, he doesn't even acknowledge that you have a camera or nothing.
Yeah, that's funny. The white one has his balls. The brown one's just like, boo.
Yeah, I'm done. Fuck you. You did this to me.
Yeah, I hate you forever.
I've only got 2 pictures of the brown one up here. You're a discriminatory.
That's true.
What's your?
There's like 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures of the white one.
What's your name on?
That's so funny.
Instagram.
The douchebag 456.
No, it's not. I don't even know what my name is on there, Dave. I don't even know. I can't even say it online. I'm not saying it live. I'll put it in the internal.
Type in DB and it shows up. There ain't no other DBs on Instagram. The other DBs know their place.
Yeah, you can put DB Cooper 456. It might show up, but I doubt it.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah, you don't see the first. You don't see the Gatling gun Ruger 1022 I just put up.
Yeah. I've shot those things. We had one at the shop for a while.
Now I got you.
No, and then Kalishnikov and Eugene Stoner. That's an awesome picture.
Yeah, where's a bottle of Remy Martin, Louis the 15th?
I don't drink none of that shit. That's corny shit.
Do you know why they're laughing in that picture?
Because someone showed them an Uzi?
No. That's I know the guy that was standing there. One of the guys that was standing there when they took that picture, and he's a tall guy. And they were both like Kalashnikov had said something about how tall he was, and then they were kind of like nervously laughing about it. And that's where that picture came from.
He's probably like, my gun can kick your ass, but you're taller than me. You probably kick my ass. Ha ha ha. Eugene Stoner looks like
they're probably both like, why are they making us take pictures without mags in these guns? Like, do they seriously think we don't know how to operate these two guns?
They probably don't. What kind of training do they have?
Seriously, I mean, I don't know if either one of these guys have ever been to like tactical response before.
They better go before it's too late. I think it's too late.
And it's too late for both of them.
One dog, picture of the dog. Okay, one brown one.
Whoa, I never done this before. If you click on that little star with the circle in it, and then it shows a bunch of girl pictures that I have not seen before.
There you
go. Oh.
Balvenie. Caribbean cask. Oh shit. Griffin
There's
Armament.
Girl drinking out of a pineapple.
Griffin Armament what?
What does Griffin Armament do? Like silencers or something?
Silencers, compensators, blast shields, all sorts of stuff like that.
Well, he definitely knows his scotch. No, I wouldn't buy that shit he bought.
Who? What are you talking about?
Griffin Armament just put up a picture of a bottle of scotch. Let's see.
Dang.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the dragonfly that Cutler Lover's wife has. That Yankee put up.
So, he bought one for her, or he gave her one?
He probably gave her one.
Whoa, damn. You need to click on this little star button more often.
Right, that's the button that basically tells you like all of your likes. It pretty much knows what kind of person you are.
It's all like based on people you like. You're gonna want to see this half-naked chick or this half-naked chick. These chicks are better than the ones I look at. And then there's better puppies too. Well, not better puppies, but more puppies. Oh wow, this is neat. I didn't know you could do this. Uh-oh, now it's turned into dudes. Wait, here's a trick. Popular in your country. Thanks.
What is G-Web? Find chat roulette or something?
No, yeah, kind of. If you click on the little star thing on the Instagram, it shows you stuff that it thinks you're going to like. Like this, I know I won't like because it's a fucking American flag wrapped around an AK, but for the most part, it's like a bunch of gun stuff and Doberman stuff and chicks.
I get a lot of Doberman stuff when I hit that too. I think it's because I'm following you.
Oh, that's probably why. And then I you know, when you click the little heart on shit, I do that probably 10 times more to dog pictures than gun pictures even. I just forget to do it on gun pictures. I scroll through them, but when I see a good dog picture, I take it because I figure I remember to take my picture of my dog like that or whatever.
People love the doggy pictures. Like I posted that picture of Mavis's face yesterday, and everybody loved that picture.
Oh, I missed that one. Damn. I go back here. I seen the one you posted of her sleeping upside down. Is that the one?
No, this is of her face. Just a close up of her face when she was waking up.
Is that the same one you made the meme out of yesterday?
Yeah, the one of her sleeping was the one with the.
Oh yeah.
With the kitty cat.
She looks like she has a stroke or something.
She always looks like that.
Yeah.
She looks like
Nathan. When their eyes roll up, they look like they're gone.
I was going to make a meme out of it and say, I just watched a Nut and Fancy video.
No. Or I'm 1 hour into a Nut and Fancy video.
Yeah, I just watched an hour-long video. Yeah.
I seen a Bulldog one the other day. I don't know if I Yankee Marshalled it or not, but it was pretty funny. But it looked just like your dog, but it was doing something funny, and they said something funny, but it wasn't your dog.
I didn't get any acts yesterday, so.
This is a few days ago, I think. That one where your cat is hanging out with the dog, that one's pretty good. Is it cold there?
Yeah,
like
it's
the heat thing.
It's been real cold, so she's like, I'm going to sleep with the fat one.
Seriously, probably the dog doesn't move around either, so it's like, yeah, that's perfect. Get heat.
When I got up the next morning, I wish I had gotten a picture, but Mavis got up before I could get my camera. I woke up and they were laid, except Maisie was like laid across Mavis's face with her legs sprawled open. She just laid across Mavis's face. Like one on her belly on Mavis's head.
saw a video, Jewish, where you gave your dog the raw meat. He looked happy.
That was from the
Oh, the Doberman like
first aid
pork.
class.
Yeah.
They were practicing shoving the needle in or whatever, so they buy a thing of ribs and then kind of practice rolling it over the top of a rib. So this one, whatever it was, like the fourth rib down, was probably all like super marinated. But then they were just going to throw it away. I'm like, hell no, I know a dog that'll eat that.
I know a little dog below there.
He ate it for like 3 days or something.
So we can't give Mavis anything like that. We gave her a great big bone, like a pork rib side beef like that, or a pork rib thing like that. That had a great big, great big bones in it from the butcher that they keep them for the dogs. But she chewed it up and ate it in like 5 minutes, and then pooped blood for 3 days.
Yeah, I cut all the bones out of this and then gave them some raw, and then after a day or so I cooked it. So that it
It's
wasn't
safe to give it to her. They won't be able to eat the rib bones. They'll just gnaw on them. Just crunch, 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 crunch.
I heard
But now,
raw
at
sometimes.
class, they went to this barbecue place, and they had rib tips. You ever eat that?
Mm-hmm.
And I never heard of it before.
Yeah,
And I guess it's the end of the rib, so they're not really bones or whatever. But they gave me the rest of those
Like
to give to him, and I still cut those out because even though they seem like cartilage, I figure he's gonna just swallow them. He ain't gonna just chew them.
Yeah, it's like eating pig knuckles.
Oh, dude, my shepherd back then, some bitch would eat bones and just crack them, and then their pixie dust by the time he was done. It's fucking dust.
Well, if I had a Rottweiler, I would do that, but this guy just like inhales. He doesn't.
Well, he's
Rottweiler
like a
used to
dog.
chew everything for some reason, but yeah, this dog would just like if it fits down his like throat, he just inhales it.
Yeah, a dog like that. He'd eat gophers whole, which are about the size of gray squirrels.
That wouldn't be too bad, because that's like an owl or something. They wouldn't hurt him. I'd be worried about chicken bones, I think, more than anything, and then pig bones right after that. Cow bones are strong enough. I don't think.
I've heard the chicken bone stuff and they make sense, but I've
Yeah,
never
my
had an
doodle
experience with
chews
a dog.
up buffalo bones. Like we get buffalo thigh bones from the pet store, and he'll
Really?
crack those open and eat the marrow out of them, and then eat the whole fucking bone in
Are
shards.
those things that are like smoked?
Yeah.
They're like all yellowish, kind of.
You're not they're too splintery. I don't like those. We got Mavis one of the. They make Kongs. You know they make Kongs, but then they make like an industrial Kong, which is like the super indestructible Kong. It's like if you're
Yeah,
a dog,
that's what I get him.
if your
They're
dog
black.
destroy a Kong, get him this industrial Kong. And we actually took it back for our money back because Mavis had it for 20 minutes and pulled it in half.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually-
could eat through any fucking those
I got-
toys.
English
I got a
Bulldog.
fucking fire hose toy that was supposed to be indestructible, or a Rottweiler's, and my golden doodle had it apart in 2 days.
Mavis
You know.
Just a piece of fire hose?
Yeah,
Crazy. You wouldn't think that'd be a
chewed
good
the
dog.
fucking end off it.
English Bulldogs can bite through anything. The whole thing about it. If she latches onto a sock or something and decides she didn't want to let you have it, the only way you can get it is to convince her to take something else.
Dude, that fucking Dalmatian I got, that son of a bitch Pepe, he in the backyard, he goes and chews on the rose bushes and just chews like on these dick ass fucking.
That's because you named him Pepe. Who the hell wants to be named Pepe?
He does.
That's probably true. The dog was probably really upset with that name. So
No, he's no. I mean, he goes out and he chews. It literally cracks the branches. These are things. These are about at least half an inch thick, and he'll chew them until he breaks them.
yeah, well, my dog will chew a rose bush. I mean, they're just stupid.
Surprisingly
Dogs are
strong
dumb.
chewer that we used to have. So, you don't really think about it, but we had a dachshund that would chew all of our rake handles and stuff in half. Like if you left him out in the yard for 5 minutes and left the rake down, you go out, that handle's gone. He chewed the handle off the shovel or the rake handle.
You dick?
Yeah, he's just a little dick.
Yeah, we had-
His name was Bruno, and he's a little dachshund, and he would just chew through anything. I remember we put up a fence, and we're like, okay, we finally put up a big fence around our backyard, so now we can leave the dog out without bringing him in the house. Put a little pet door in, he can go in and out. So the first day we had our fence built, put him in it, shut the door, latch it. We're like, hey, it's nice to be able to just leave him outside when we walk down the street. We go to walk down to our neighbor's house, which is like 4 doors down. Didn't even get there, and here he comes running down the sidewalk. Like a hole a foot deep under that fence in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, that's a dachshund. You're never going to keep one of them contained.
Not the chain of Pepe.
Their job is to dig burrow.
Oh yeah, when we was little, we left him in the bathroom. We locked him in the bathroom when we went to work one day. We had an apartment at the time. Came back and he's sitting on the couch, and I'm like, how is he sitting on the couch? He had dug through the carpeting, through the subfloor, and then chewed a rat hole in the bottom of the door so he'd have enough room to get under.
That shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
My brother's Dobermans once went through one of those hollow core doors in about 5 minutes. Like he locked him in the bedroom because he had somebody over they didn't like, and they just fucking tore that door apart, and the whole bottom of the door was gone.
I bought the.
And these were little Dobermans, the English ones, right? Not the German ones.
That's got to be comfortable sleeping, like trying to sleep in a room knowing there's two Dobermans gnawing through the door that's stopping them from being in the room gnawing at you.
Oh no, I mean they were great if they knew you. I mean they were. I lived way up north at the time, and they were just heat radiators, right? You'd be like, oh damn, it's cold. Hey dog, come here, and the dog would lay next to you, and it was just like laying next to a fucking fire.
Trailer crutch.
We had
Worst dogs to have in the north is Dobermans, right? Because they don't have hair in their bellies.
What?
Well, they don't if you get them fixed early.
Hmm.
That's got to do with how early you get them fixed.
Okay.
I
Well,
know
this
that.
one we had to get
Doesn't
fixed
have hair.
because it was a rescue dog. It had been abused, so it had broken hips and all this shit, so it could never have puppies.
I hope he could never have puppies.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a male dog.
She. Yeah, it was a she.
Oh shit! There was a.
I don't know how the hell things happen in Canada. But
Yeah.
There was a.
Well, you know what? We're a little different, but not that different.
When I lived in Laredo, there was a three-legged Doberman. He's missing one of his front paws or front legs,
Yeah.
and the pound could never catch him. His name was Gringo. He lived like the edge of the corner of the street, and they could never catch him. A three-legged Doberman. He could haul ass. Once you got going, you could haul fucking ass. He could
Oh
never
yeah,
catch
I know. They're fast fucking
Dude, they
dogs.
got
When they
Greyhound in
run.
them. When they want to run, they're not stopping for nothing.
It's really funny. I used to go out on the farm. I'd take, get in the truck and go to scream across the field for whatever reason or other. And the Dobermans and the Collie, they'd run along beside me while the Cocker Spaniel Red Setter Cross, he'd jump in the back of the truck because he's like lazy. But when the Dobermans would pass you at 30 miles an hour, he'd go, oh, fuck this, and he'd jump out of the back of the truck. Well, of course, his little legs couldn't turn that fast, so he'd end up doing somersaults through the dirt. It's really funny. He was a stupid dog. But yeah, I was like, I'm not shitting you, man. 35 miles an hour, those fucking Dobies were going past the truck. And the
I always wanted Dobie growing up because I remember all the movies and growing up as a kid. Dobies were like the badass dogs until Pitts and Rods came around.
Well,
That was
the
a
Dobies
big dog.
they got all their
Well, it's
aggression.
cool.
bred
All
out of
those dogs came from the same set of handlers and stuff. I've seen things alluding to it, but I'd really like to have the ability to take some time and research that. Because a bunch of those dogs from all those shows back in the day were the same group of dogs.
Yeah.
Dobermans. I'm sure it was like that for other breeds. I just pay attention to the Dobermans, but I thought that was cool as shit.
What you need, yours is a mini pincher.
Mini pinchers are just terriers.
But I
They're
don't
not
like
e- yeah,
little
they're
dogs
not
that
even
are
Dobermans.
assholes.
They just
I had
look
a
like
Chihuahua dog, and it was an asshole. I didn't like it, but I grew up with Bostons, and they kind of are cool as hell, and they're little. They're not tiny, but at least they listen and they can do stuff, and they didn't ignore you like a cat.
Yeah. Boston Terriers are smart dogs.
Little black and white dogs that are tiny, but they're not tiny.
So you're saying cats ignore you?
No, my cat's pretty much like a dog, but that's not because he lives with dogs. But you know how normal cats are. I don't like a dog like that.
Do him and the
I
kid.
won't have a dog like that. What's the point of having a dog?
Well, the thing is, my cats have not grown up with dogs. They actually got a dog after they were grown up, but they were still very dog-like cats. I had a cat that would fetch. I'd never been around a dog, but he
You ever
would
seen a
just fetch.
cat that can eat peanuts? I was over at a friend's house, and their kid was feeding the cat, and I'd never seen a cat eat so much unless it was moist cat treats or something that the cat really wanted to eat. And then the kid came over and was eating the things, and I'm like, hey, your kid's eating cat food. And they're like, no, that's peanuts. And I'm like, what? What the hell? I never had even thought about a cat eating peanuts.
I had a cat would eat lettuce, but I raised him with a
Crazy.
rabbit, so.
I can't even imagine one eating. They're not even omnivores, right? They're just plain carnivores, I thought.
Yep. Oh, I
Cats
I
are
couldn't believe.
carnivores, yes.
Yeah, the cat has the wrong teeth for eating lettuce. It was fucking hilarious to watch. But I mean, it's really funny. The cat would eat the rabbit's lettuce, and the rabbit would eat the cat's cat food.
I'm surprised that
Rabbits
your
will eat
dog.
anything.
Oh yeah,
surprised
rabbits
your
will eat
dog-
anything. Your furniture, power cords. Yeah.
I'm surprised that your dog Joey gets along with the cat so well, because the only
I
dog.
grew up with a cat.
Yeah, okay. Because the only dog and cat mixture I ever had was a little boxer puppy and a cat that was a kitty at the same time. They kind of grew up together, beating up on each other. and playing like that, and that's the way they grew up. And that was a little boxer had a mock tongue.
The dog will be doing his business, like minding his own business or barking at something or whatever, dog's life. And then the cat will I'm gonna get this dog this time, and he'll set up a little ambush and figure out some way to hang off of something upside down so that when the dog goes by, he'll get clobbered a bunch of times. And I'm sure the cat's thinking this time I've got him. He's never getting away from this. And then the dog will just go, what are you doing to me? Keep walking. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, fuck you, you
little fingers working I'm going to get the dog this time. This time, I'm going to stop that dog and get him.
The cat would chew on that boxer's ear so bad her ears were all scabbed up and just completely gnawing on her.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. No, the cat will try something like that, and then the dog will swat it away and doesn't allow shit like that to happen, I don't think.
Well, yeah, you got a Doberman, too, and they're also very, they use their feet a lot more than normal dogs.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Kicking
you? They're actually, they say that, when a Doberman goes to attack a trained one anyway, it attacks with its front feet forward, so if you try to put your arm up, it'll sweep your arm out of the way so it can get your throat.
No, that's true. It will. It kind of walks up a person when it wants to get up on you. And like you're saying, other dogs will just sort of lunge. He'll kind of walk up you. So that's interesting. Maybe that's intentional because they're designed to protect people from people. Not, some dogs are designed to hunt or do other things, but they're designed to be against people.
Guard dog.
It's like those Roman war dogs. Those were fucking mean fucking beasts.
Mastiffs.
Did you see that one? Who just
no, I don't think it was Mastiffs. It was something else.
Tibetan Mastiffs. That thing looks pretty nasty. Mastiffs were made to go after big stuff like lions and shit, right?
Yeah. Apparently that one I posted on the side, that's one of the most expensive breeds or something. It's kind of rare or something, but I saw it on a post on Facebook the other day, so I thought I'd share it.
Oh, yeah.
Looks all right. I'm not into that fluffy kind of dog, though. I'd like that if it was just a Rottweiler. It looks like it's a Rottweiler underneath everything.
Little Burmese.
It's like probably 40, 50 pounds heavier, yeah.
Those Pyrenees, those are nice dogs too. They're a really good dog, but they're fucking expensive.
What? It says right there, Tibetan Mastiff.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a fan of golden retrievers myself.
Yeah,
golden retrievers, they're not even mean.
No, I actually like the doodles. I mean, you can say what you want about a dog that's part poodle, but you know what? They don't shed. They don't hair all over your house. That's a good thing. And plus, poodles are smart, and if you breed them with like a golden retriever or something, they're smart and kind of lazy, so they don't take that much effort to look after.
My dog.
Is that because they're
My
lazy?
dog don't leave no hair everywhere, though.
Yeah. I don't have enough energy to deal with Shelties. That's the other dog I like for a medium-sized dog. So.
No, you need like a giant yard for them to run around in.
Oh, exactly.
When I wanted to take on the Dalmatian, I thought because he had short hair, that was going to be an issue, but he has longer hair than your average Dalmatian. He's like a lab mix Dalmatian, so I can tell he's always sniffing at you. He's always sniffing shit. He's just fucking snout for everything.
Right.
And,
you always smell like
shit. He sheds like crazy, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. The doodles don't shed, and I don't care what you say about them. That is a big advantage.
I took the clippers to his ass, man. He thought he was like getting raped, dude.
Well, you probably raped.
That's another thing, because this dog's part like golden retriever. You can put him in the shower and wash him. He loves it. He loves water. Did I talk over you again, Yankee? Sorry.
The fact that you're connected, I think, is what pissed him off.
Damn Canadians. I can't wait till the climate changes and we have to kill them all and take their land.
What, you want to get cold? Yeah, or the poles are going to shift or something?
It'll eventually get warm enough that we have to move up there where it's nice and comfortable and we'll have to kill them all.
Gotta remember, us Canadians are way tougher than you Americans because we live up here.
Shit, you try surviving our heat.
You'll
roast like a chicken.
Yeah.
We don't have to. And actually, we do it quite well. If you'll notice, all those Canadians, when they get old, they come down there to live.
Yeah, it's because they're all like, they're already dried out anyway.
Well, yeah.
This lock it on my screen. It's for you.
It's like watching beef jerky, you dry. Seeing Canadians just.
What's that about? Information, credit card, shipping. Well, they're. Oh, you. How much? Oh, you fucking bastard!
I saw that online last night when I was looking on Slick Guns. I saw it on there after they showed me how to use Slick Guns.
Oh my god, that's fucking cheap.
Exactly.
Oh well, you know what? But there's only 30 million of us. There's 300 million of you guys. So.
Are there any holsters available for it?
Well, I've only been looking for the hybrid holsters. So
I got
lots
a
of hybrid
shoulder
holsters.
holster one.
If you want a good holster inside the waistband with the clip style holster, on your 6 Designs, he has a great amount of guns that he makes holsters for, and they're only $30 plus shipping.
Put the link in the internal for me, please. I can't reach my keyboard; it's on the floor.
Yeah, I'd actually like to check that out too, because
Yeah, stick it
Why
in
would
my-
Yankee care how much holsters cost? All he has to do is make a video saying, I have a gun without a holster. And then
Talk about
days
pork.
later, I'll have a shit ton of
You know
holsters.
what? Send
I'm
me.
asking you nicely.
I don't even
here,
think
Ed.
he would have to say send me one. I think he could just say, I own this gun without a
That
holster.
actually works. Believe it or not, all you got to do is say, "I haven't got a holster for this gun yet," and you get offers for it.
yeah, but you're a hoe, right? I mean, you're like the.
No, but I'm just saying, why not?
And there's people who
You
want.
know what? I kind of understand that because I'd like to get free shit, but
It's great when they do that, and it's a great holster, and you feel comfortable in like kind of paying back the favor by showing people like, "Look at the great holster this guy sent me." What sucks is when you say, "Okay," and they send you one that's crap. You don't want to mention.
How do you deal with that? Would you actually go and say, these are
Tell you this is why your holster
I just don't talk about it.
Yeah, I just
Nobody
don't.
makes gun stuff in Canada.
And then if they ask me, I'm like, well, it wasn't what I would consider what I would use.
Oh, you just don't do a review on it. Well, that's actually kind of decent of you. That's unexpected.
I mean, I've had somebody contact me without asking them, and that was Mission Concealment, and he makes great shit too. Fortunately, he went belly up.
Thanks, Edge.
Oh, they don't make holsters anymore?
A lot of the holster manufacturers from a year ago just disappeared.
Mission Concealment, he just said that when something happened to his gig, his mainstay gig, what pays the bills, I guess, that he couldn't have any more time to devote to the business, so he decided to go and
well,
hold
that's
his shop.
understandable.
And it's just sorry, man, because if you did get one of his, it's a shame, because if you did get one of his holsters, they're fucking awesome. I still have 3 of them, and all of them are fucking awesome.
Hmm.
He just had a very limited amount of guns he could make holsters for, unfortunately. He needs like new Glocks and MMPs, basically.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is when you're making holsters, don't you have to actually have the gun blank? So you either have to have a replica that is exact, or you have to have.
He was the one-man crew, so he was doing it, kind of starting it up and trying to work it, but it is what it is. That guy, Nick Ganji over at On Your 6 Designs, that dude makes that shit. I went to his shop and hung out with him, and he made me that holster Glock 26 and one for my knife and my light right on the spot.
Oh, really? That's kind
And
of
one
neat.
for a beer.
You're talking about that, but the weight doesn't work out. And plus,
Edge, come on, your
Come on, you
beer
must
will
be
be
used to carrying a
gone.
lot of
I've been knocked back by people and done a spill and done a couple somersaults and not ever dropped a drop. So it's not
So
necessary.
it's not the one that you're drinking, it's the 6 extras that you have on your belt that you have to start thinking about.
Exactly.
Wait,
There you
On
go.
your 6 doesn't make it for the PPX, so.
Yeah, I still I got the record. I did a somersault over a coffee table and didn't spill my beer.
But to answer Yankees' question, I know Old Faithful, Alien Gear, Fox Holsters, Black Mamba, they all make hybrids for the.
Try it down to San Antonio. Make a day of it. And then you go.
I want one of those Aegis Armory ones. He lives locally. I might buy one.
Have one of them.
When's the Walking
Aegis?
Dead talk? Is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central.
And I'm waiting
it's
for my
the
friend.
same day it's always been.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what fucking day it is right now.
Well, it started off shitty anyways.
Well, you forget you have a metric calendar. For
No,
us,
I'm retired. I don't have to work anymore, so it doesn't. Every day is just the same.
their calendar is also based off the
So
Queen.
it's like Groundhog Day, Bob.
Better get back to work.
Pretty much, yeah.
Stop being
No,
lazy.
I don't want to go back to fucking work. I'm done.
I haven't even watched it yet. I've still got to waiting for my friend to get here in a few minutes, and we'll go watch it.
Groundhog Day. It's been out for a while.
That
Really, that's a long time to wait to watch a movie.
I've seen that. That's pretty good. Actually, I think he might be here. I think I hear him.
Actually, that's probably the best Bill Murray movie I've ever seen is Groundhog Day.
Really? I like Lost in
What about
Translation.
Bob?
No.
Really? Better than Stripes?
No.
Better than Stripes?
Stripes
Yep.
is pretty damn good.
Yep.
See, I'm going through
Right.
ones I thought are better.
Ghostbusters?
Oh,
No.
better than Ghostbusters for
Better
sure.
than Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah, yeah.
Caddyshack.
Yeah, it's better than Ghostbusters too, but
Okay, Caddyshack. Now that's, but that wasn't his movie, right? That he wasn't
Sure.
a star of that
National
movie.
Lampoon, right?
Yeah, that was a National Lampoon movie.
Well,
I
okay, then
like
Meatballs.
Steve Zissou.
I've been writing it.
Smoke was all
Yeah,
right.
really, any of his own movies, I actually liked Groundhog Day better than almost anything else, and it was really weird. It was the one movie my wife agreed with me that is the only Bill Murray movie she liked.
Well, Rodney Dangerfield's pretty much the star of that movie, but you know
No
what's
way,
funny?
Bob, you
New
should
one?
love What About Bob? That was one of it. That was him and
Yes.
Richard Dreyfuss.
that's
You
hilarious.
are that guy.
I've never seen that one.
Zissou.
Did you guys ever hear about?
Oh
about
shit,
Kathy
The
Sackhoff?
Life of Whatever. That one was pretty good too. That one was super
And
good.
Glockson.
You've never seen What About Bob, G-Webs?
No, I don't like that other guy.
What about Bob?
Remember Dreyfus? You
I
know
won't
what
see that guy, or there's a whole bunch of actors that I just don't like them, and if they're in a movie, I just won't watch the damn movie because I don't care.
Oh.
Ooh,
You know
no.
what's funny?
I'd rather
about-
watch a movie I like twice than watch some movie that, like that one guy who everybody like is a comedian, who does like.
Oh, that one guy.
he's
That
from
one
Saturday
guy?
Night Live. Shit.
Yeah.
Sandler. Adam Sandler. I won't watch
Adam
any of
Sandler.
his.
Okay. Yeah, I
have
don't
not
blame
seen
you.
so
I
many
think
of his
he's a
movies,
butthead.
and people
You
are
know.
like, it's like everybody's seen that movie.
Okay. Happy
Did you ever see
Gilmore.
the movie Red
Red?
with Bill,
Which one? Or two?
Bruce Willis and?
Yes.
and-
Oh, yeah,
that one.
Red,
Okay.
Red 2. Those are
So
both.
now,
good.
did you like when he got his throat fucking or his larynx crushed? Richard Dreyfuss at the end, wasn't that great? Spoilers.
Oh no, I don't know. I guess that guy was in that movie, and I think I was just bored, and I didn't know he was in it. But so I didn't.
Well, he
not
gets
watch it.
he gets his in the end.
I mean, I don't hate the guy. I just didn't. I think I grew up watching his being boring as shit, so I just don't want to watch movies with boring people in them.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I think Adam Sandler is hilarious in Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, and Billy Madison.
But we were
What?
talking about
I
Bill
don't like
Murray.
any of those.
But have you guys seen his new one? The newest one?
No.
St. Vincent
Like-
or something like that.
Yeah, St. Vincent. It's like they're dramas for sure. I mean, they're only slightly funny if humorous, but drama for sure. So he's been definitely doing different kind of movies lately. Even that.
Punch Drunk Love.
No, I haven't seen that one yet. The one in the submarine, Life or whatever. I mean, that one was.
called
And then
Life
the
of
couple he did before that have been. They're kind of funny, but they're quirky more than they're more drama still.
So has anybody seen The Life of Pi?
The one about the boat,
Yeah, and The Lion?
dude. That one
That
was
was-
awesome. I love that.
Oh, it's a
movie.
tiger,
Oh,
dude.
you know that
Fucking
guy
bitch.
became a writer in residence in Saskatoon, and he liked it so much he stayed.
Really?
Yeah, the guy who wrote the
I've
book.
never
Is
seen
the
it
guy
just
that wrote the book
because.
in the book or in
Richard-
the movie?
No, the guy who wrote the book. The guy who wrote the
But
book.
that's not the actor who's.
I mean, that's not a true story.
No, that actor was some Punjab
Okay.
poor kid that they just hired for next to nothing.
Bob, the reason
well,
why
that's
I
the older
wanted to
guy,
watch
okay.
that movie is the tiger would eat that guy so fast at one,
I don't know,
No,
Indian guys
dude,
are
you
pretty
got to watch
stringy.
the movie. It's way more than that, dude.
Yeah, Indian guys, number one, they're pretty stringy, and they'd be really spicy, and maybe the tiger had a sensitive stomach.
When you crying at the
No,
end.
watch the movie, dude. It's like it's the kind of movie you should have seen on a big screen, I would think,
Oh,
just because
yeah.
it's so good, like visually. It's a neat
Yeah.
movie.
Well, if
was
it comes
amazing.
on Netflix, I'll watch it. If it's not on Netflix,
It's
I'll
on Netflix, I think. I've seen it a few times on there. I think
Yeah, I think it is too. Yeah.
it's
It's
weird. but
well worth the
watching
watch for.
sure. It's not just
It's-
about a guy on a
yeah.
boat or whatever. It's just that's like a blah 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 whatever.
Yeah.
It's more
But
than
anyway, the author of the original book, was Jan Martel, and they gave him a position as we have like writers in residence in our libraries, so they will pay to have a writer that's in the library, like some published writer, and they'll pay for him to live here and stuff like that. So they did that with him, and
Will they do
damn,
that with YouTubers?
No, just actual like creative authors and stuff. But yeah, and the guy decided he loved it here so much he decided to stay, and I'm thinking, really? It's minus 40 in the fucking winter, you know? And he's from a warm climate. So it's like, wow. It must be really great to live here. Haven't figured that out yet. It's just fucking cold.
Back to Bill Murray. Have any of you seen Where the Buffalo Roam?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's on Netflix.
That was
really like
funny.
that one.
Yeah.
You did or did not?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that shit. I thought that shit was hilarious. Nixon,
Oh, yeah, where he played Jim, not Jim,
Hunter S. Thompson.
Thompson, yeah.
yeah, Hunter S. Thompson, right. The guy who got stomped by the Hells Angels.
He did a lot of things, not just get stomped by the Hells Angels.
Oh, no. I mean, he did a lot. He was nuts. I mean, he did probably more drugs than everybody on YouTube put together.
I think it would have been cool, because I was alive, to be able to go hang out with that guy, just to be able to say you hung out with him. Because you think
Yep.
about writers and shit.
Yep.
All of them died before I was around, so it would have been cool if I would have been probably a little bit more open-minded about shit. I would have gone out to California just to say, hey, because I really like that guy.
He was in Woody Creek in Colorado.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
thought
he
he
was in California.
Yeah, I thought he lived in Denver. Because didn't he live
okay.
next to John
I don't
Denver?
even more pissed, because I was right
He didn't
there.
live in California.
No, he lived in,
I'm even
in
more pissed.
Colorado or something.
Because I
Yeah,
was
Woody-
probably in
Woody-
Wyoming reading about his shit, reading his shit.
You ever heard that video where he's pissed off at the VCR salesman for coming to his house? I just put the link in the internal. It's fucking hilarious. He calls him
Did
up.
you know that he
fucked
once
up
had
my
a
whole
feud
quarter.
with John Denver because he used to shoot his .44 Magnum at the creek, and John Denver was his neighbor and didn't like that?
Yeah.
He was a gun guy for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And
Big
he sure
time
as hell
Denver.
didn't give a shit about John Denver's fucking feelings.
No, not at all. No.
Did you hear about Rodney Dangerfield when he was on the set of Caddyshack?
No. What about him?
He would because he's a stand-up comedian, right? That's that was his gift. He used to really work on his jokes too, and wait for the response. So when they would give him his lines, he hadn't been in the movie before. He would do a line, and nobody would laugh, and he'd be like, "Oh shit, killing me! This crowd's killing me." And he'd do another line from the movie, and they're like in there, and he just didn't understand it. Like, no, nobody's gonna laugh at on the set, a movie when you're filming, because obviously you're filming. And he had a hard time, understanding that concept. What if these people don't like my jokes or the way he delivered it, and it was pretty odd for him. It's pretty interesting.
On kind of the same vein, apparently Robin Williams, when he was, if it was just you and him, he was just a regular guy, right? Just like talking to your neighbor or whatever, right? Nothing funny, none of that crazy shit. As soon as there was more than two people in the room, he would turn into Robin Williams, the comedian, and then he was just on.
Yeah.
Yeah, really weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's really sad that he killed himself. Did he really, or was he murdered by the government?
I took him out.
Yeah.
Mark and Mindy was a cover for CIA front when they wanted to get into Panama in '82. That's what they did.
Killing the country. But yeah, it was kind of sad. He was a funny guy.
Yeah, I mean, with people with all the means that they have, to themselves too, to be able to get help and afford almost anything, their desires and whatnot. I mean, maybe he had, maybe he hadn't. He's a big cokehead, back in the.
Oh, he had demons. Yeah, he had definitely had demons. Oh, coke and alcohol and.
Well, then he had a heart attack too. He had some heart work done.
Yeah, he had a quadrupler or something like that. So
Who are you talking about?
good.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Oh, I don't know.
Nanu.
I was talking about Hunter S. Thompson. I was like, that guy was.
Oh, we were earlier, but you've just lost
I
it, man.
jumped out. Yeah, I jumped out.
Yeah.
Did you ever have
Hey.
did you ever meet that guy? Who's the guy who's the father of the combat revolver? Jordan.
I don't think that would have been in the 50s or something, probably.
Exactly, but I mean,
No, there's
Bill
Keith
Jordan or something?
Brown. Was it Keith Brown? Who was the guy who invented
something
44
Jordan.
Magnum? That was
Elmer
Keith
Keith.
Brown, wasn't it?
Elmer Keith?
Elmer Keith, that's it. That man, you ever read the book about him? About his life? Holy fuck. It is just like
Chicks.
it should have been a fucking movie, man. This kid got his hands burnt so bad when he was a kid. Well, this guy. When he was a kid, he got his hands burnt so bad they were turned into claws. So his dad, in order to allow him to use his hands again, put them in leather gloves full of goose grease, put them on a board, flatten them out, right? Like by pounding them flat, breaking the bones and everything. And then they kept him in the goose grease for, I don't know what it was, a couple of weeks or maybe a month. And eventually he could use his fingers again and became a really good two-gun shooter. So,
see, it says his dad.
Man, you read about his life, it is fucking just amazing. It's like it's hard to believe, and yet it's all backed up and you know, and true.
I've never heard that fellow.
Oh, really? Oh, you gotta check out his book. I'm sure you can find it online. Elmer Keith is his name, and
No, I've heard of him. Yeah, I've heard of him. I've never heard of his.
Oh yeah, his book. Oh, you gotta look up his book, man. My brother turned me onto it, and I was like, oh, fucking A, man. This guy is a true hero, right? Just and gutsy. And yet at the same time a genius, right? He's the one who came up with, you know, we got to make these loads bigger for the 44 special. We want more power, because he was doing all kinds of like handgun hunting at extreme ranges.
Whatever happened to Dick Marchenko? I remember he had several books, and then I haven't heard much of him in a while.
Never heard of him. What's the name?
Dick Marchenko, I believe, is hopefully murdering his name. Marchenko, sorry, murdered his last name. But he's one of the first guys to do like the seal books.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't.
Well, he invented Seal Team 6.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Is that the big dude with the black beard and the ponytail guy?
He is a captain.
Yep.
He's badass.
Yes, he's a hardcore motherfucker.
Yeah. I like to go to the
Seems
World
like
War
he's got a decent sense of humor for somebody that is so to the point, I guess.
He's a total normal person, I guess you'd call it. Yeah. He's not all full of himself. Well, I guess he's all full of himself.
Well, a lot of them guys.
I mean, he knows that he could throat punch any one of us at any point in time, and there isn't much that we could probably do about it. So he's probably confident in knowing that.
My story from Shot 2009 with that guy.
No,
so
go for it.
I met him the first time in 2005, probably, and I've had a boner for him since I was a kid because I thought he was shit. And started listening, like reading his books and listening to him on tape and stuff when I would do cross-country trips. So I knew who he was, and then went to SHOT Show, and I think he was just... What the fuck was he there the first time with? You know, I think he was just fucking walking around. And I looked to my guy, you know, my friend that was with me, and I go, dude, that's Richard Marcinko. He's like, who's that? And I'm like, dude, are you Richard Or I said, like, Mr. Marcinko, is it okay if I say hello or something? And he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he was really cool. And then the next time I seen him, he was signing something for, I think, some videos or something. Like he was doing his books on video or something, like his VHS tapes or something. And then, you know, I stopped by and I said, hey again. And then, and that was back when I was still like taking pictures with people, like everybody does when you first figure out, you know, like I'm standing next to a famous person. Can I take a picture with you? So the second time I didn't do that, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that offends him or whatever. So then maybe the third or fourth time I see him, and for whatever reason, it's like you can't tell if these people remember you or not, right? But you know, he seemed like he was like, oh, hey, nice to see you again or whatever. And there's no reason for him to remember me, so it might just be what he says or whatever. But then we go to Florida, and my other friend is there, and he's just as big a fan as I am of him because he's read all the books and he knows who he is and stuff. And he's like, and I'm like, yeah, one of the reasons he wanted to go to SHOT was to meet Marcinko. So we figure out the Florida one is sort of like an L shape. Anyway, we figure out where he was. It took us a while, so I think we didn't even see him till the second day. But we go over there, and my friend was kind of being a puss, and he's like, oh, he'll never want to say. I'm like, dude, that's what he's here for. Like, he's here to shake hands and meet people and get shit signed or whatever. So he had brought a book with him to get signed. And anyway, so we get there, and it was sort of like their booth. He was with some knife company making knives with his name on it and shit or something. And then he had an engraver, and he was engraving his name on the knife for X amount of dollars. If you bought one of the knives, he would engrave it right there with like his signature. And so I guess some guy was there doing something like that. And anyway, the guy was obnoxious as shit, whoever this other guy was that was in the booth with him. And he looked up and he sort of seen me and he gave me one of them like, "Hey, how you doing again? Like, nice to see you." Like nods, and I was like, "Oh shit." And then so anyway, whatever. And then the best part was that he was this guy he was fucking talking to or whatever. I forget what he was saying now because it was a long time ago. But he was saying something to him, and Marcinko basically looks up, sees that we're standing there waiting, right? And then looks back down. The guy starts going on, and it was just long enough for like the guy, my friend of mine who I was with, and me to kind of look at each other and go, "Oh shit, we're going to be here all afternoon, right? This guy is never going to shut up." And he's just going on and on. Anyway, fucking Marcinko looks up again. He sees that we're actually there waiting and not just, walking by or whatever. And he just sort of takes the guy, slaps him on the back, and he's like, "All right, well, get the hell out of here. I got important people to talk to." I was like, "That's
Nice.
cool as shit." And he fucking literally like scooted the guy out. And he's not tiny. He's gotten smaller since then, but he was still like you're saying, like he could just, he fucking probably did 100 push-ups just for fucking the shit of it whenever he felt like it back then. So he just literally like pushed this guy out of there. It was pretty cool. Anyway, and then he proceeds to talk to my friend who was like, "Dude, I never thought I'd ever meet you. You're my favorite, blah, blah, blah," and all this, like you say when you're meeting somebody like that. And he was just really nice about it. And then he ended up talking to my friend for like a long time. Like, he had no reason to. He had no, he was probably making more money if he would have talked to people about their knives or whatever, and we weren't buying nothing. But my friend was just asking him questions and shit. And I guess he was coming out with a video game or was thinking about it or something, and they were talking about video games and shit. Anyway, I just thought he was cool as shit that he's like, willing to just be cool instead of, he's not going to listen to some bullshit like blah, blah, blah from this guy who, I forget, he was not selling something, but he was trying to impress him, I guess. That's probably what it was. He was trying to like, tell Marcinko about how cool this guy was, and he was like, "I don't need to listen to this shit no more. I'm going to talk to somebody who appreciates what I'm,
Well, in that first book I read about him, or read some of it, Red Cell 1 or whatever it was, he kind of comes off as a guy who's like, yeah, he does things his own way.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure of that. But that's how. If you read Red Cell or you read Rogue Warrior? Rogue Warrior is first.
Rogue Warrior is something I want to read. Yeah.
That's where he talks about being in Vietnam and like doing the Unidor unless otherwise directed, and just fucking going and doing his own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then because of that, they hired him on to do the same shit in Red Cell. And then they're like, "Okay, now go do that to the bad guy. You like done that to us long enough. Go fucking do that to the bad guys."
I remember reading part of it about the lawyers where they do those drills and they had the lawyers on scene as well, and some bullshit with the lawyers that they had to, to make sure that everything's legit or something like that, and nothing gets too crazy. I forget what part of the book I was reading on that part. I don't think I completed the whole book.
That would probably be Red Cell.
But yeah, he's a cool looking dude, just interesting guy altogether.
Except if you read all his books, he killed Perot.
Oh yeah.
One of the books, there's basically is Perot, and then at the end of the book, he stabs him in his fucking clavicle and shit. Dead. And I don't think Perot's really dead, although I haven't seen him for years.
You're talking about Perot, who you're referring to? Perot, the
Ross Perot, the guy running for
president.
president.
Yeah, the guy for president. He stabbed him. And
The guy that referred
he
to
turned out to
running
be a
for
bad
office,
guy.
there are plans out there to kill him. Yeah, that guy. There might have actually been plans out there to kill him, apparently, huh?
Well, according to the book, which was fiction for sure, there was a rogue guy who had a bunch of money, and when he didn't win being president, he was going to just like take it out on the world. So they had to kill him, take him out. His books are fiction, most of the other ones.
I'm just glad to hear that he's not like a jerk. I mean, because guess what? He could be a jerk, and there wouldn't be much that any one of us could do about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you can tell that he's always been optimistic and like, see the good side of things all the time. Because yeah, otherwise he'd have been with all the bullshit he had to go through. He could just be living in his house, not ever going out.
Yeah, I met a couple SEALs, and one was kind of like, right, not too long in the conversation he told me he was one, and the other one, I worked with him, and he like 4 weeks, almost a couple months later, he told me he was a diver, and he was a photographer in the Navy, and it wasn't until I kind of pursued the questioning that he's like, yeah. Did you ever get your Budweiser? Yeah. He's very modest about it. I said, okay, cool. They come different. A lot of them are real gung ho, or at least, I guess the wrong term. But they're a crazy bunch.
I met one. I worked with his wife at one of the restaurants out here, and he was cool. And it wasn't something that, he wasn't one of those guys that if you just start having a beer with him, that's something that he brings to the forefront or something like that. I mean, I had to get out of him at one point that, he was like in Hong Kong or Macau or something like that. I'm like, well, what the fuck were you doing over there? And, it got all into some weird shit. But he wasn't making shit up. That was the crazy part,
Yeah, I had this one dude. I was working at this one shop, and I was taking care of, as a computer tech, and he brought his computer, and he's like, yeah, I'm in the Navy. I'm like, okay, cool. I was about to run that time, forget what it was, maybe Veterans Day or something like. So we took extra good care of him and helped him out, set him up, and charged him fairly. We actually extended multiple courtesies for him. And he's like, oh, man, thanks a lot, man. And he's like, yeah, it feels good to somebody be nice to me, blah, blah. And then before we got into conversation, and he's like, yeah, I kind of got shot up because he had a chair with him. But he could walk, but he'd go back to the chair every now and then. And after I started asking some questions, and and he started telling me, what happened. He's like, he's a shot up SEAL, according to him. He got shot up in, I guess I'm assuming in Iraq or in remember the guy was Mika, and I was like, cool. So we were having this conversation, and I helped him out, set him straight, did a lot of free favors for him, and then as far as computer-wise tech work, and then he's like, yeah, be cool. I always wanted, be cool to get like a K-bar or whatever the Knives of SEALs use, and he's like, yeah, well, I got my old K-bar, man. You want it? I'm like, shit, fuck yeah, dude. I'd fucking love to have that. Yeah, man. Next time I'm around, I'll just drop it off, and it's yours, dude, for hooking me up. Fucking awesome. And he goes, does it got any mileage on it? Oh yeah. I was like, fucking hey, dude, that'd be fucking nice, man. And then, nah, he fucking stiffed me, dude. Fucking dude. But, it's always good to help out vets or whatever, so whatever happened.
People in general,
Yeah,
it's just even better if they got a good story.
Yeah, I was looking forward to getting that blade, though. That would have been nice. But yeah, it is what it is.
I wonder what that guy Marcinko thinks about this Navy SEAL on the TV about the Bin Laden shit. It's serious. People have strong feelings either way,
About what?
I don't really care much about the Navy SEAL who talks about killing Bin Laden.
Oh yeah, I bet you would have something to say about that.
I want to see if he said anything on his Facebook page. Nope.
He's been getting older and older. Last time we seen him, it was just in passing, and he was like, you could tell he was what do you call it, dyed his hair and his beard and shit, because he looked like an old guy with a jet black beard and shit.
Yeah, there's a lot more salt with the pepper, and he's definitely looking a little more
like an old man.
I didn't want to say that, though.
It's what it is, man.
Well, it is. I mean, he's old, but it's it's just, I think, multiplied because he was, there's gorillas out there that are just going to be big no matter what, and then you could tell this guy just did tons of PT, and that's what was keeping him huge. In other words, I think it's just because he's not doing the PT, his muscles aren't there. It's not like he's genetically got these massive muscles just all the time.
Right.
So I think it was more obvious when he started to get smaller and smaller.
I remember in the part of the book he was talking about, the Viet Cong had a bounty on his head, specifically his name,
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, if you kill him, you get whatever extra fucking food or whatever. But yeah, he was a sought after man. because he's a very effective person.
I mean, on some level, I'm sure he's still is, you know?
Oh, for sure, because it's all in your head. But
Yeah.
back then, he was like, he would tell the Navy, like, okay, well, unless you tell me otherwise, I'm just going to go down and take over this, like, area. And then he would turn off his radios and go take over an area. And he figured out, like, you know, that he got, like, a group of dudes that were, like, willing to do that kind of shit with him. And then they would just take off their fucking shoes, pick up AKs, and go in and fucking the back way and, like, do the shit that the Viet Cong didn't expect. And then he'd go in and fuck with him really bad. And then they started figuring out it was him. You know, like you said, they put a fucking bounty on his head to where it made it hard to work.
What are you going to do to him? I mean, that half that shit, you know, in the Vietnam was all like, you know, under the table. A lot of stuff that's happened with Spec Ops and Special Forces, especially when before Vietnam started, when they had all the Green Berets over there training Vietnamese. That officially never happened.
See how ISIS? You see how ISIS cut someone's head off the other day, and like they're not even talking about it like they
Did
used
they
to.
even do that?
Yeah,
the
they do
elections
that.
are over. Yeah, there's what's the point in
Yeah,
talking
totally.
about all that stuff?
It's like, yep, that happened.
But have you seen the new ISIS pistol?
Yeah, it's awesome. Turkish Canik.
I had a gear related question.
Gear.
Yes, gear.
Let's go. Let's
I
do
just
it.
ordered that Howard Light Impact.
All right, I'm ready. You can go ahead with the question.
Impact Sports.
Impact Sports. Ordered the Howard Light Impact Sports. I got it for like $40.
Nice.
Well, and I see that the creme de la creme is the 3M Peltors or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
No, Peltors are like a high end. They're higher than middle, but they're not the top.
What's the best out there?
Swordens are better, and then I don't know, probably real stuff for like aircraft above that.
Hey, G-Webs, have you seen the ones that it's kind of like it's a low profile electronic hearing like that, but it's got like it like cuts in so that you could wear your like ballistic helmet over it. Have you seen those?
Sure. I would even Howard Lights will let you wear a helmet. I wear my helmet on top of mine.
The low profiles or whatever they are, or the sports.
Well,
even?
I mean, yeah, I just have Impact Sports, and I can wear my helmet over it. I don't have a fancy helmet; I just have a regular helmet, but it fits over there. And then most of them are made so that they fit on a helmet or fit with helmets, or at least bump helmets. But almost all of them now are made to work with helmets.
I saw some of the cavities are like inside the ear, and they're like $200.
It's worthless. That's garbage.
That do the whole microphone and so you can hear the commands at the range or whatever.
But you can do that with a pair of Howard Lights, right?
Yeah, for like $50.
Well,
Here's the other thing
And they're
that
not
you
in
get
your
with those
ear.
Howard Lights compared to the inner ear stuff is when the guy next to you has got a muzzle brake on his fucking
Exactly.
AR-10 and he's spewing hot molten shit everywhere. You know, that little inner ear shit ain't gonna help you with the debris, where at least with the muff will.
Yeah, you don't want
You know what I mean?
your ear hitting all that vibration, as your ear is designed to pull that vibration in. So those things will muffle it, but they're not going to do as effective as a cup.
Yeah, when I was at that festival I went to, I saw a lot of people these really weird. I've never seen them before. Like where it almost cups the whole ear on these earplugs. That like basically shut the whole ear. They cover the whole ear canal.
Oh, where they take that putty and then like looks like they just got mud in their ear.
No, they look like these ones are designed like that fit everything.
That's what I mean. Those like kind that are melted or whatever, and they shove it in your ear and it molds to your ear. Except that they put a whole bunch of extra on the outside, so it's like coming out their ears.
I guess so. I've never seen those before. I've seen like the basic
I've seen
ones.
people do it like that, where they'll like, you know how at a gun show they'll have that one guy who's always in the corner squirting that shit in people's ears for like $20.
Yeah, except gun shows.
Yeah, except that I've seen some of the guys like IDPA, when I go into that state match, like they would wear them except on steroids, where you could tell the inside was probably exactly their ear, but then the outside just looked like somebody came by and shoved a cock gun in their ear. It looked really dumb, and I guess the idea is so that like I was saying, that to just like help muffle your ear from being a big funnel. But I don't know. I don't know why you would care about your ears when you're shooting pistols. So I just wear my Howard Lights, obviously. You know what I mean? It's not like your shoulders matter or whatever with your ears.
I got like three headsets of Winchester. The big cups, the smaller ones that tend to fall off all the time, and then I have more like these peak ones I got for like my daughter whenever I take her there.
But you use them.
Hey, they're sexy.
I felt the same way. Like I looked online and was like, oh, the Peltors, they're the ones like the top tier 1 elite special operators are using. And I'm just going to get these nothing fancy edition Howard Lights, but they rock, dude. They were awesome.
Depot ones like Hickok does, you know, the little earplugs with a plastic thing that, you know, they're just little ear things that go in your ears.
I've used those. I've used those a couple times, and they bother you after a while. Like it seems like they're jabbing into your ears, like
It's never bothered me. They're really soft silicone, so.
No, I got an eerie feeling from them. I was like, yeah, they're digging. They're digging. I was like, I mean, it was aggravating.
You know what?
Yeah, I actually had those
because of the size of your head, because you've got a head that's like twice the size of normal people's.
Well,
so
I do
probably
have
so at that stretch, it's probably really pushing in, eh?
I think you're talking about my head, Bob.
No, I mean I have a large hat size, so I will tell you that. I mean, but you got all these, your top 10% of the IQ in the United States. Well, you got a big fucking melon,
Top tier, yeah. There is a scientific study. Everyone knows.
I want to say something about those that like Hickok uses. I used to use those. I worked in a factory third shift. They suck. I'd much rather have the little foam ones you kind of compress and then put in your ear. They work a lot better.
See, that's the thing. If I got the 50 cal next to me at the range, I pretty much got the foam ones in and then the electronic ones over.
Yeah.
The foam one, like the earplug ones, and then the muffs over top of that. Yeah.
That's why I didn't shoot
I do that. Yeah, I do that in the when I go to an indoor range.
The line shortened up at that festival at the end, and we could have gone back and done it, but I was like, these fucking earplugs are killing me. These little foam ones that they gave me, because I bring my fucking my ears. I should have.
Amateur.
Exactly.
You just didn't want to get
leave your electronic ears in your car. Seriously.
No, I didn't have my Winchester ones. I have are just the smaller Winchester.
You don't have Howard Lights?
And I just bought a pair yesterday. I'm waiting to get shipped
on eBay. There's no excuse to not have a pair of Howard Lights.
I raced motorcycles and cars for years, so my
they're the next pair I'm getting. I got Pro Ears so far and a pair of Winchesters and some foams, but the Howard Lights, they're so cheap, and they're probably going to go on sale on Black Friday. I'm going to pick up a pair.
I mean, I lived a whole portion of my life without electronic ears, but now that they exist, and they were $50. Like, come on, you've got
40. I paid 40.
Really?
Well, I'm just saying 50 to make it clear.
Oh, that's for you guys. So it's probably 90.
43.
No, but I got my first pair for 35 when they first stuck them out there to like hit the water. They were less than 40. But still, all I'm saying is they're ridiculously inexpensive compared to the real ones. I'm putting on my quote signs, real ones. And the thing is, they're safe. You can hear everything that's going on. So you're at the range and you hear some guy go, I don't know, hit it with a hammer. Like you can hear that and know to like pay attention to something weird going on. Or you hear a car door slam. And you're like, what the hell? I was watching, but I hear my car door being open.
I was watching reviews on people were saying they're too loud as far as the microphone.
I'm aware of what's going on.
Adjustable volume.
Yeah, there's a knob, dude.
Yeah.
You can plug in a radio. When I used to volunteer at the range, I would stick my MP3 player in the band of the thing going across, and then I could have the music playing just loud enough so that it was there all the time, and so I could still hear everything. Freaking awesome! You could set up your walkie-talkies to plug into it.
He was working in Alabama the whole time he was at the range.
I'm going to say
it's easier to pay attention to the guy next to you, what he's doing. If he's having a problem with his firearm or something, or shit's starting to go wrong or whatever, and like the range master might not be right there, being able to hear through the electronic muffs, dude, it just gives you like G-Web was saying, it's safer.
I just slapped it.
I probably saved 3 or 4 people's lives. I've been able to be like, you have an irregular heart pattern, sir. And you go to the doctor and
Yeah, that's what somebody said about him also in the reviews, that you can like be in a room and you can hear like people across the room just putting them on in normal situations without, you know.
Yeah, you gotta crank it up. You gotta crank that volume up.
Whisper 2000, those TV.
okay, so the first time you put a pair on and they're off, and then you turn that volume on and then watch somebody's eyes. When the thing like goes on and then, you know, they kind of, the volume increases like with a knob, you know, like, every time you do that, you're like, people are like, their eyes will open up and they'll be like, I didn't know you could do this with I didn't know what electronic ears meant.
Yeah.
I can hear
Did you
the
hunt with
neighbors
yours,
having
G-Web?
sex 3 houses down.
We weren't hunting.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Here comes that G-Webs guy again. He owes me lunch. G-Webs all, what?
Yeah, when you go out and you listen in the woods or whatever in the desert for us, you definitely hear almost too much. But I
The
still
snap of the
bring it out.
twig and all that, yeah.
The wind hitting all kinds of shit, and just, you know, you hear everything because there's a lot of noise out there. So
True that.
the thing is, they have direction, a little bit of direction to them. So normally I run mine with my mics to the back because for me, I'm at a range and I figure you want to hear what's going on behind you. I don't give a shit. I can see what's in front of me. But when I go hunting, I flip around and listen to the front. And that makes it a little bit different because now I'm not hearing the shit behind me that I could care less about. Although probably it would be good if you were looking for something maybe to have it behind you so you have more of a full spectrum. But anyway.
Hey, I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that. That's what I do at the range too with mine.
Yeah,
Well,
my
those people,
friend,
they'll debate me on it, but I believe putting them to the back is better.
my friend had a pair of the Hour lights. I think it's the pair he has, and I tried them one time. It was so cool. There was like a squirrel. It's like probably 50 yards away, and I just turned my head toward it, and I can just hear it running across the grass. You know,
You're in Terminator
and you turn my head
mode, so
toward it, I
you
can
could
just hear it
like,
running across
use your laser eyes to.
Fuck you, asshole. I'll be back.
But it was so neat. It's just like you never hear that if you didn't have
You were
them.
just roboting very bad, and it just sounded like the Terminator, eh?
Oh,
Oh, it sounded like a sci-fi robot.
Come in a purple velvet bag, and then you would use those bags for other things like old marbles and stuff. What's the name of that booth?
Crown Royal.
Yup.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not crazy about it. Don't like whiskey that much.
I love my new reader.
Ian Royal, R-O-Y-A-L, or is there an E in there?
No, it's Crown. CROWN ROYLE.
ALE,
Yes.
No E.
No E.
No E.
Okay, no E. I'm not a great fan. I don't like hockey, and I really don't like our queen. So I mean, you know.
A-L.
Canadian
Royal.
whiskey is
R-O-Y-A-L. Like McRoyal with cheese or whatever. McRoyale. From Pulp Fiction.
They got a new apple. They got a new Crown Royal apple flavor.
Alright,
Sounds like a
Mike,
perfectly
guys, I
good
am
waste of
exhausted.
whiskey.
What? Where did he go?
Oh. Where'd we lose?
Quark.
Oh. Oh well. Wasn't a big loss.
Yeah,
A
right.
little worse than if you'd popped out, but I mean, you know, not that big a thing.
At least he's got Harold Lights.
Cats. If we want to talk
Howard.
about
Howard
cats,
Lights.
then yeah.
So I used my new press tonight, and it's awesome. I can't wait.
How
What'd
many
you get?
rounds
What?
can you crank out in an hour?
Well, I didn't do an hour session on it because I'm gonna test these rounds out to make sure the powder charge is okay.
15 minutes and you times it by 4 then.
But I did 100 rounds in 12 minutes, and I could
Whoa.
probably shave 2 minutes off that because I could shave at least a minute because there was a couple seconds where I stopped to move the cartridges to an easier bin.
Wow, that is pretty
There's
pricey.
a couple of times where I reach my hand over to pick up a cup to drink out of, so I'm going to get a Camelback, and then that'll eliminate that extra motion.
400
I'm
rounds
gonna
per minute.
hook up to an exercise bike.
Really
And I'm
precise
the bike.
thing really fast.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. take your time, man. Take 15 minutes to do 100.
Oh no,
rounds.
that was taking my time. Like I was just going to steady pace. Like, man, that's pretty sweet. And then I was like, man, I looked down at the clock. I thought it'd be like 15, 20 minutes. It was like 12 minutes. I was like, holy crap. I was like, sweet.
Yeah, I would make sure not to ever try rush myself doing that. My brother used to load because he used to shoot.
Oh yeah, you don't want to get in a hurry.
Yeah, he had one bad experience where. Well, actually, that wasn't him. It was one of his buddies. One of his buddies he'd given some rounds to, and they were a little hot, so they blew his fucking Colt apart.
Oh my god, a little.
Oh yeah, a Colt 1911, right? A real Colt one too. Eh? And it fucking blew the slide back, and the only thing saved the guy's eyesight was his glasses, his shooting glasses, because there were shrapnel marks all over them and stuff, and it was like, holy fuck.
And that's why you don't shoot people's reloads unless you are there with them when they load it, or you know, really, really trust them.
Yep, and my brother, immediately replaced the gun, did all that kind of shit because he was just mortified, and it was just one of those things. He was just in a rush, trying to push because he promised the guy the rounds. Oh, I'll load you 100 rounds, no problem. Hey, it's easy. I can do it in minutes.
You talking about the Grand Wizard, Bob?
Yeah, my brother. Yeah. But he was also in the Reform Party. You got to remember that. That used to be. Yeah, we had two right-wing parties for a while, and then they merged into one. But the Reform Party was known for, it's like white supremacists and stuff.
They're nice wizards too. Come on.
Yes. Like I say, I mean, they were impressed. They were like satin purple robes. They fucking looked cool, except the connotation that they were involved in.
All right, guys, switch topics. I was just looking at that. I was looking at comments on that Sky Pistol review I did, or whatever video I did.
That one you wanted to like and didn't?
Right. But did anybody notice, only a couple of people noticed in the comments so far, how fucking rusty the slide lock is?
No.
I thought it was two-tone when he showed it to me. And I'm like, this is interesting that they did like a cool brown two-tone or whatever. And he's like, no, it's just rust.
I have to warn you, G-Webs, that by dissing Sky Pistols, you're gonna get put on the shit list.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. I don't think anybody thinks that I'm on anybody's payroll.
They're like the Nighthawk custom of cheap guns, I guess, because
So was it
I like Nighthawk. I've been in Nighthawk.
No, I'm just saying that the Nighthawk guys used to work at Wilson. Those guys used to work at Keltec. They moved across the street.
Now, somebody said something that they didn't like Keltec because they were upset with Keltec's inability to react to customer feedback. Is that how I heard it? And that Sky is all about trying to make their guns better based on customer feedback?
That could make sense.
Let's just say I know a guy that made a bad review, and he had a hard time.
He disappeared.
Had a hard time where?
Had a hard time. He just disappeared.
Fuck them. What are you talking about? They're not going to give me a hard time.
I'm just fucking with you, but I know you don't care.
I'd like to see somebody try to give me a hard time, is what I'm saying. Like, what the hell? Are they going to do make it worse?
In general.
Give me more fucking debt?
So was it
here's a good deal.
Was it mainly the travel and the trigger that was the one thing that you didn't like about it?
Did you watch the video, dude? I mean, you see it.
Yeah,
basically, just that you can't, if you got a real size finger,
right?
And you stick it in there, there's not enough room. Well, yeah, other than the fact I can't make the gun fire twice, it's great. But if I stick my finger in there under stress, and I just cram on it like I would a revolver, like my revolver that I carry with me every day, like no matter how I grab it and pull the trigger, as long as I pull it quickly, the gun's going to go off, and then I will be able to, because it's got that massive trigger guard, I could let go of my hand and do the same thing over and over 5 times. With that Sky, if I just pull the trigger once and then pull my hand out or let the trigger go,
yeah, I saw it. It was crazy.
Knuckle will stop the thing from going forward all the time.
Oh.
So that makes it so that you can't even use the gun a second time without clarifying what the hell's going on and moving your hand and adjusting your shit so that you can make the trigger work, which is fine. And people could say, like people yelling at me in the thing, like, oh, you should use the pad of your trigger. Like, okay, great. When I'm at the range, of course I can make the gun work, but I'm worried about when I'm not able to make the gun work.
Such
I'm
a
thinking about
situation.
other things.
Your finger in there, you're not paying attention where you're putting your finger on the trigger.
Right. So then that's the thing. But then the other thing is that I didn't really say it because I think it was windy. I don't think people noticed it, but it's a double action. So you could just pull that trigger all day long on a dead round. And I think I agree with Masada Ayub. That's just killing yourself. I hate that in a gun. Because he says people die like pulling a dead trigger because it keeps clicking and you think my gun's working, but it's not because you're, what do they call that, like stress blind or whatever. And no way, I want my gun to die, my trigger to die like a Glock. You pull the trigger, it's dead. You can't, it doesn't come back with your finger or none of that shit. It just sits back there.
Yep.
Was that a buddy's gun or was
that's Ross's gun?
Okay. Yeah, because
I said it, and he's walking around, I think.
I contacted them about trying to get one of those to test, and they're like, "No, we can buy one. We don't have them. We send all our guns out."
Come on, dude. Can I get one of your $200 guns to test?
Well, I was
less postage. You just buy the damn gun.
It was an interesting platform, at least what they were talking about. Initially, I thought it was okay. Let's check it out. And they're like, "No, they gave me a discount to buy one straight out." And then I was like,
"Well, what was that? $75 or something?"
I don't know. They were like telling me buying it like $240, and I was like, "I need that."
What? I thought they retail for like that.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, "No, I'm okay. I'm good. I just we'll give you a discount to buy one to test it." And I'm like, "No, I'm good." That's one that I heard a lot of jazz about it, and I wanted to see if what's up with it and test it out and make it get
comes back to light jazz.
Has anybody seen these? Like I posted in the internal these Star automatics. Has anybody got any experience with them? I mean,
Star is a
sure.
gun.
I quit liking those back in the 90s.
It's a Spanish-made gun.
Well, it's basically a 1911 in 9mm, but I found
made
out
in South America out of like car parts.
It's not quite a 1911.
Here in Canada,
they're
9mm is the cheapest round you can get for pistols, eh?
They're not the exact same.
You're never going to see a high dollar value return on the Star.
Like a llama.
Yeah.
Or worse. Right?
Well, llamas are decent. I mean, they're not terrible.
Well, as long as these are okay guns, I'm thinking, you know what?
I didn't say that. I said they're like a gun that I don't think is an okay gun either.
Oh, yeah, my brother
I
had
would not buy one. I wouldn't go around recommending them to anybody.
Like, Bob, if you could
yeah,
carry
it's
a gun...
kind of like, oh, God, I just don't know. There's just too many choices on what to buy for a handgun.
Plus, why would you want to shoot 9mm out of a 1911, which was designed for 45?
I know.
You guys got really good selection.
Now we have a 10-round magazine limit, so you might as well shoot the biggest goddamn round you can shoot.
Yeah, but you guys got really good access to Norenkos. With Norenkos in the past, when they were made for China, I heard they weren't the best refined guns, but they're well built as far as the stock, the way the steel.
Oh yeah, there was like those fast gun guys were using the Norenko frame.
Yeah, and then putting on like an Essex receiver.
Yeah, putting a whole bunch of other parts on it and just running these things.
Hotel Coral Essex.
Yes, I can't believe that you remember that.
Well, I'm in a 1980s chat.
Revenge
so I have to.
There you go, man. But anyway, I mean, I just don't know what to buy. I'm like really, because I've always thought the best caliber for a prepping gun is 357.
High, whatever.
High power Browning.
High power.
You know what the horrible thing is? While I was out visiting my family and shit, I was gone for a week.
They told you to leave.
No. I was visiting my sister and brother-in-law and my friend. And anyway, while I'm down there, I don't have internet access because they live out in the country and they use their phones for their internet access. But I come back home and I go check, and on that my favorite online gun shop had a Browning high power Inglis wartime production, $999.
Jesus. Holy moly.
So expensive.
Yeah.
I'd miss it because I could never afford that.
Well, that's not that bad. I'd pay that for a Browning high power wartime.
That's what we pay for a brand new one.
In the dog on private
and it was in they said good to excellent, so I mean probably had some blue wear and shit like that, but still. Oh fuck, that still gets me. Just like why? It had
You know,
to come.
you know what a brand new high power costs, Bob?
I
Brand
don't
new.
know. What?
About $900.
Yeah,
Did you-
so it'd be way better to have a classic that was actually, you know,
Not if there
used
was
and
pitting in the
worked.
barrel and fucking chips on the crown and shit. No,
Pitting the
not
barrel.
necessarily.
Fucking still put a bullet out. Jeez, pitting. Everybody worries about pitting. It's like, ooh, you're
Pitting
gonna
and
lose.
crown.
You're gonna
What
lose
if
like
someone
a
dropped it
quarter-inch
directly on the
accuracy
crown?
at 30
I was
or
watching
40
Gio.
Oh,
yards.
that's bullshit. That is bullshit. That's like 4 inches at 20 yards. 5 inches at 20
No.
yards.
Oh,
sure, yeah.
No. I've
Absolutely.
got 22s that have pitting in the bore that are still like tack drivers.
Yeah. I was watching Gio's vlog today, and I saw he's like doing like
Which one?
120, you know. The one about the border cops.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't today. It was like-
Or whatever. I watched it today.
Oh, okay.
And
I go 80 around there. I don't go 120.
well,
I
anyway.
put both hands on steering wheel when I go 120.
But I saw you
Use
have no
one hand when
review.
I'm going 80.
You got no review mirror.
80's not even that fast.
No look. There ain't no looking back.
What
Man.
do I need to look back for? The future's ahead of me.
You really don't have a rear view? That's the best mirror in the car. No?
No, I take it out because it gets knocked around by everybody who farts around in there. So it's removable. I put it in and out when I need it.
I think isn't that the law
Yeah,
that you need to have?
Yeah, take it for that.
Need the law? How does
Yeah,
that affect me?
really, you don't need that interior mirror. The side mirrors are quite adequate.
No way.
Yeah.
Not directly
If you've ever
behind
driven
you.
a truck, if you've ever driven a
I've
big
got
truck,
one that
you'll
goes
realize
from
that
like